All right, so here we are, the Varsity Voices podcast with our inaugural segment or episode of Friday Night Blitz, Dan. And you and I have been sitting here for the last several hours, and we've been watching some of the broadcasts. We've been monitoring some of the Twitter or X feeds, as well as getting some chats from different people that we're working with. So. We've got some information, but not as much as we would like, right?
Yeah, it is the broadcasting. So our thought was, I guess I'll back up. Our thought was to be able to do this by leveraging the broadcasts that are out there, right? And Huddle, NFHS, some schools do it on their own, and disjointed is the word I'm thinking of, and struggling with some of the feeds, some of the cameras, and I don't want to complain, but it is some are much better than others, the broadcasts.
Yeah, for sure, right? And I think we should let our listeners know that the broadcast for high school football it's always been an issue, right? It's been an issue for a long time.
Yeah, and I don't know. Joe's microphone went out. Live podcasting.
Yeah, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Right, we fit right in with all of the. That is great.
Ridiculous. But I used to do the broadcast for High School Cube for Bennett Academy, and even then, it was like it was like pulling teeth to try and find information, try and find broadcasts. When you did find a broadcast, it wasn't, it wasn't broadcasting the way it should be. There was no information there. You couldn't hear them or whatever it might be. And you know what? Not much has changed in the last 6, 7, 8 years, from what I can tell.
Yeah, but we did see a great broadcast last night.
Oh, sure.
Mount Carmel versus the Hun, and I feel like this is the first of many. But boy, did we underestimate Hun Academy!
Oh my God, yeah. I mean,
wow.
In reading about them, you knew they were good, right? But everybody, you talk about Mount Carmel, you watch Mount Carmel, and you know how good they are year in and year out. And then to see this team come in from New Jersey, who all you've done is maybe heard a little bit about, maybe watch a little bit of video, and then come in and just, what they were able to do on Mount Carmel's field. I think it's the most points ever scored against Mount Carmel at their home field, ever.
Yeah, they talked about it in the broadcast, which, again, kudos to the Mount Carmel folks. The students there, the boys did a great job. They were great from the broadcast to the production to the cameras. Everything was outstanding. And
they were excellent.
They
excellent.
Yep. They noted during the game that it was the most points ever scored. Well, Hun was huge. They looked like a college team. They looked like Ohio State. When you watch it, yeah, for sure. They were big. They were fast. Their quarterback looked like Joe Burrow. He was unbelievable, and there were and we haven't even talked about Mount Carmel yet because they went punch for punch with them. The entire game, just back and forth and back and forth. What an entertaining game to start the season. It was great. It was unfortunate to see Mount Carmel come out on the downside of that, but they played great. Don't be fooled. Anyone out there listening, if you didn't see the game, Mount Carmel is awesome. Jack Elliott was fantastic. He had one of the best scrambles for a touchdown. I think it was a 3-yard scramble. He broke 6 tackles. I wrote it down. He's quite a player. If you haven't seen him play, and they're loaded again with talent.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they're going to see another team this year like the Hun. And I'm with you, Dan, that their future is bright this year. I mean, they've got a ton of talent on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And I think they found a couple guys last night as well who maybe they didn't know how they were going to perform, but stepped up big time. I think the sophomore wide receiver,
Quentin Burrell.
Yeah, really looked good. So I don't think they're going to have any problems, going forward for the rest of this year. But, I'm sure they wanted to come out with a win. First game of the year against a team like the Hun that, you hear a lot about, and, you're not quite sure how good they are. But, the Hun came in and they showed how good they are for sure. One thing I was surprised about, Dan, is, where was the defense for both of those teams?
Yeah, I think you saw some high-powered offenses. It looked like Huns and defensive ends, playing in the 5 technique on either side, were kind of having their way with Mount Carmel's tackles. But it's a credit to Jack Elliott, because he worked around it, through it, beside it, and once the wide receivers for both teams were able to get into the secondary, we saw some wide open, long touchdowns on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. And, the other thing that I found pretty interesting, Dan, about the Hun was I think every one of their players except the quarterback, they all went both ways. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I read that today. I was watching, but yeah, they I don't know how many they have on the roster. I also read they've got 5th-year seniors on that team.
5th-year seniors?
Yeah.
Is college or
right.
high school? Right.
Well, they're a boarding school out of New Jersey, and so they had, it's a little different situation there, and so it was a great game, a lot of exciting things, a lot of plays to look forward to. I even though the Hun threw for, I think, 500 yards. Jack Moran was the Hun quarterback. He was putting it right on the money. And early on, I thought it was interesting. They did a lot of misdirection, a lot of throwback passes, which I think is really smart early in the season. These defenses are going to be ultra aggressive. They're trying to fly to the football. That's all they're thinking about, and maybe lose a little discipline here and there. So anything that was a throwback was wide open for Hun Academy early on.
Yeah, and you would think the defenses at this point of the year, they're a little further ahead than the offenses normally, right?
Right.
But that wasn't the case last night. I mean, both of those offenses came to play, Mount Carmel and the Hun, and their quarterbacks really played well. I really like Moran, the quarterback for the Hun, but Jack Elliott was outstanding. He really was.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah. And I felt like towards the end of the game, Elliott just kind of put the game on his shoulders and really kept Mount Carmel in that.
Well, the turning point, I think, in the game, Mount Carmel seemed to hit their stride and had a chance to go up multiple scores, and Elliott came out with cramps. And it's something that we're seeing tonight as well. And another thing that you can almost set your watch to it. First game of the season, high school football. It's warm out. It's been really warm this week. There's cramping. Joe, I'm watching Providence and Wheaton North in a really good game, very tight game. I think it's 10-9. Providence leads, but for every other series, there are players and stoppages of play with cramps. So any of these teams that are playing tomorrow, they should know that it's probably going to be warm again, even though it's supposed to cool off a little bit. They've been saying that all week. Yeah. And every morning I get up and it feels like I'm walking into a sauna when I step outside. So
yeah,
hydrate.
It's not necessarily the heat; it's the humidity, right?
Yes, that's right.
Right, and for sure the humidity's been off the charts the last couple of days, and it's shown. I mean, we've only watched one game last night, but now we're watching some of these games tonight, and we're seeing some of the same kind of things. So, the weather always an issue early on in the season. You run into those times when it could be 90 degrees, through the end of August, beginning of September. But all that hopefully goes away within the next couple of weeks, and it'll be pure football weather, Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be great weather. You've got to get through this, and then you've got to get through the end of the season when it's ice cold and you're begging for this, right? Yeah. So,
exactly.
But the cramping is something you're going to see throughout this weekend if you watch any high school football. But Joe, that was last night. I talked a little bit about Wheaton North Providence Catholic. That's a really good game happening right now. I may have said the score wrong. I think it's 16-10, Providence with the lead.
Okay.
Wheaton North looks to be driving a little bit. I feel like this video is on a little slower speed, might be behind, but we've got that game, and I've also got Nazareth versus Kankakee, and that's a great game as well. So
yeah, where's that at, Dan? Right.
That's at Nazareth, and that's 16-14 right now in the. I think it's still maybe the second quarter. Yeah, it looks like Kankakee may have taken the lead. Naz is driving though. Naz is driving. They're in the red zone. So Naz is in the red zone, and it looks like Wheaton North's just entering the red zone as well against Providence. And there's another cramp. Stoppage or play. Yep.
Yeah.
As if on cue.
The Naz Kankakee game really is interesting, right? Because for the last 2 years, I think Naz has opened up with Kankakee and lost to him both years, right? So, you would think, and I know they were ultra prepared, right, for this game, but, the talent at Kankakee is just such that, they are a tough first game of the year for Naz.
Yeah, and this game is like a lot of games I've seen, Joe, that they're a little sloppy early on. I'd be interested to see if these teams played a scrimmage game. Nazareth looks like they're just about to go into score. Great run. So Nazareth just scored. They will take the lead with the conversion to make it 21-16. So that's with 2 minutes to go in the second half. So
okay.
Yeah.
Right,
so
right.
But yeah, as far as some of these games, I've seen they're a little sloppy, but some of these teams have such tremendous talent that they can overcome it. They get a step ahead of someone and they're gone.
Yeah, for sure. And you and I commented earlier that watching some of the games, are like, these are a little bit different than we anticipated that they might go. One of them is the Kenwood St. Francis game, right?
Yeah,
and we're in the end of the second quarter, and you've got Kenwood up over St. Francis right now at St. Francis, 14-7. So that's a bit of a surprise to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how that continues to play out here. But I think when we were doing our prognoses.
The prognosticus is out.
The prognosticus is out. We thought St. Francis over Kenwood might be a bit of an easy game, right? But it's proving not to be that right now.
Yeah,
right up to halftime.
Yeah, we've kind of drank the Kool-Aid a little bit, the Catholic League Kool-Aid. So it's interesting. There, I think high school football in Illinois is going to be outstanding this year. I think there's a lot of really good teams, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that in some games we thought. Now there are games out there that are a lot to a little. I like to say. I know Brother Rice is up big. But I know some of these games are tough. We've got some correspondents checking in from around the state tonight, giving us some information about some of these games. And I know St. Rita's in a tight game with Sandburg. So that was 3-0. I think Sandburg at the half. So we've got some good ones, but we've got some blowouts too. I know Argo. I stopped watching that at half, Joe. That was 35-0 Argo over at De La Salle at halftime. And then some of the feeds we just can't get. We're struggling to get some of these feeds. So we're leaning on Twitter. We're leaning on our correspondents a little bit to help us get the information out to our listeners.
Yeah, and Joliet Catholic is up big too over Iowa City. I believe they're the City Hawks. So Joliet Catholic in the third quarter is up 43-6. So that's kind of a game we expected to kind of go that way, Dan. But you never know. I mean, it is a program from Iowa that that is usually top notch every year and one of the top programs in Iowa. But I think JCA's handled them well last year, maybe the year before too, and it looks like the same thing is happening this year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we kind of thought JCA might have that. That grinded out style can really wear teams down. So that doesn't surprise me. And it sounded like it was a good game. I mean, going back to some of the old coaching days, there were a lot of times we were in games with Joliet Catholic, and we thought, all right, we're there, we're right with them, and they just kind of grind it out, and it's a big play, and all of a sudden they're up 2 scores. So.
Yeah. And what did you say the Rita game halftime was 3-0? Rita was up.
No, I think they were down 3-0.
Down 3-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
So struggling with offense a little bit. Our correspondent reported that they were having a hard time running the football. So that one's going to be tight right to the end.
Yeah, and the inner CCL game, the only one, week 1, St. Patrick and Notre Dame. This game is tied up in the third quarter, 13-13. So this is this is a real battle right now between these two teams from the CCL. So
it's got to be a great atmosphere there. That's at Notre Dame, right?
That's at Notre Dame. Yeah. I'm looking at it. The field looks outstanding.
Always.
The logo in the middle of the field looks very, very cool.
I can smell the brats through the broadcast.
Smell the brats. Yeah, I can't see any smoke, but I know it's there, and I know the smell is there too. But, this is a bit of a stalemate right now. Both defenses look really tough. The offenses, not quite at the same level yet, week 1 as maybe the defenses are for at least these two teams. So, this is going to be a close one, 13-13 in the third quarter.
Yeah, we've got some good ones we're following here. So it looks like Wheaton North might be driving a little bit here. They look to be just entered the red zone. So game may have entered the fourth quarter. Again, there is no score posted. It still says 1st and 10, first quarter, 0-0-0 on the clock.
Well, we know that can't be true, right? So, but DePaul Prep, another one that we talked about in one of our earlier episodes or earlier podcasts, and you and I both talking about how we think they are a program on the rise, and they are. They're against Deerfield tonight at DePaul Prep. I think last year they lost to Deerfield in the first game of the year. DePaul Prep looks like they're on top in the third quarter, 28-14 right now over Deerfield. Yeah,
that's that one we feel good about. I think I said the score might be flipped from last year. So I thought DePaul might turn it around on Deerfield. I think it was 33-14 Deerfield last year. But DePaul's again an up and coming team. They're pointing to this year, so that doesn't surprise me. Joe, real quick, they're coming fast and furious now. St. Viator won big against Riverside Weir up in Wisconsin, 62-0.
62-0, and that's a team you and I both like in that division this year, Dan.
Yeah, we both picked them.
Yep, St. Viator. Now, obviously, we didn't know what the team from Milwaukee would be like, but we thought, Viator definitely had the edge. It looks like, they have more than just the edge and a bit of a blowout there.
Yeah, they're going to be really good. They're going to be a fun team to watch all year. This Joe, just update on Naz Kankakee. We're down to the last seconds in the second half, or the second quarter, excuse me. So Kankakee was driving a little bit, big tackle for loss by Naz, still playing some stingy defense. Timeout taken by Kankakee. So keep an eye on that one as it goes to halftime, and as the Providence Wheaton North game kind of slogs on. I think it could be my computer.
Could be your computer. Yeah, that's it. Blame it on your computer. Not
Yes.
on the teams.
Yeah. It's a grind. It is a grinder football game. It is.
Yeah.
It truly is. Both teams seem pretty content to do a lot of damage on the ground. Um, Wheaton North is right there. They're at the 5-yard line. Looks like it might be first and goal.
Yeah, and I've got Marmy and Oak Forest as well, and it looks like this is in the third quarter, Dan. It looks like Marmion up 15-0 at this point over Oak Forest. Marmion's got the ball. They're at their own 40-yard line. Looks like they're moving it again here. So, another team that you and I liked after watching them and also talking, interviewing with the coach. It looks like they might be having a good first night here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm happy for Adam Garrett. He was a good guy to talk to, and hope things go well for him at Marmion. So, quick update: Wheaton North scored. I think with the extra point, that might put Wheaton North up. God, again, I can't tell what it is here. 17-16 maybe.
17-16?
Yeah, it looks like there's a timeout on the field.
Okay.
So, here come the trainers.
More cramps? We're
More
not talking
cramps.
more cramps, are we?
More cramps. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Trainers are leaving. Yeah.
Looks like the extra point is good at Rita. So Rita's up 7-3. Yeah. Long TD run by Herman.
Is that from our correspondent?
That's from our correspondent. Long TD run from Jenny Saranka from Deep Dish Football, actually. So a long TD run by Herman. It's raining, hard to see. Going for the extra point now. 60-yard run. Extra point is good. 7-3 Rita.
All right. So St. Rita goes up. Oh, I think we both picked Sandberg in that one, so that'll be interesting to watch. Yeah, the Rita people will certainly be around to make sure we eat crow on that.
Yeah, I'm sure. And halftime, St. Francis 7, Kenwood 14. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
We'll keep an our eye on that one for sure. And, still in the third quarter, like I mentioned, St. Patrick, Notre Dame tied up at 13. Looks like Notre Dame has got the ball at their own 35-yard line. 3rd and 22. So St. Pat's is looking for a big stop here and maybe some good field position.
Joe, quick update. Some updates from around the Catholic League. Brother Rice beats Phillips 50-0. So they get an easy start with a big win. Montini wins 49-0. So we both really like Montini this year. I wrote that I felt like Montini was the team that got snubbed in the Catholic League in some of the top 25 rankings. Semifinal team last year, probably would have won the state championship had they been able to get there, but you got to get there, right? So I think Montini's a top 25 team. Be interesting to see how that plays out this year.
Yeah, and I feel like they got snubbed too, Dan. I don't think you were out on a limb saying that. And for those who don't know, we've got a blog out there as well, and Dan posted an article on our blog earlier this week about some of the top 25 rankings and where some of the CCL teams were in those rankings. And one of the ones who was, kind of left out, if you want to put it that way, was Montini. And we think that that's a huge omission, right, from a standpoint of what we know about Montini, what they did last year, what they got coming back this year. So, they might have a bit of a chip on their shoulder from that. And, I feel sorry for some of the teams who are going to play this year if that's the case.
Yeah, me too. And one of those teams of, Montini and Nazareth, are they both in the white?
They are both in the white. Yes.
So that'll be a game. And just a quick update on Nazareth and Kankakee. Kankakee has the ball in the red zone for the last hour. It seems like a lot of stoppages of play here for penalties, a lot of discussions.
Cramping.
I don't see the cramping here. I just see a lot of official discussions. So which is part and parcel of high school football.
Yeah, Notre Dame just there was a fumble on a kick return. They punted the ball to St. Patrick. St. Pat's fumbled it. Notre Dame recovered, so they're going to get the ball inside looks like right at about the 20-yard line for St. Pat's, going on offense here. So, this game is tied up 13-13 in the third quarter, but great field position here for Notre Dame. Let's see if they can make something out of it.
Yep. Quick update, Joe. IC is now tied with Kenwood 20-20 with 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So
that IC, are you St. Francis you talking about?
Nope, IC. That's from our
in St. Louis, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes. Yeah. Nope, IC in St. Louis.
I got you. They're tied up, huh?
Yeah.
That game, as you and I talked about today, IC was scheduled to play Noble Academy, I think. And I think when we had an earlier episode and talked about that, we said we wouldn't be surprised if that game got canceled, whatever. Well, it did get canceled at the last minute, and IC was able to to get a game with St. Louis High School in Missouri, and traveled out there for the game. I didn't have a chance to look and see what kind of team St. Louis was, but if that's the case where they're at right now, tied up at halftime, they're probably a pretty good team.
Yeah, I think we thought maybe looking early on that they might be good. Interesting. They must be pretty good because we know IC is really good. They've got a lot of talent back. Joe, quick update here. Wheaton North, Providence. Providence had the ball on their own, let's say 35. Sacked by Wheaton North, looked like a sack fumble. And it looks like Wheaton North has recovered. Maybe injury. Nope, it's definitely cramping by someone at Providence. And we are at halftime of the Nazareth and Kankakee game, with Naz leading 20-16 in one of the longest halves I've ever seen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you've been talking about that since about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I have. Yeah. Sometimes the sophomore games go long, and we've got experience with that. And
what's happening? It looks like Deerfield has scored here in the third quarter, so they've closed the gap a bit with DePaul Prep. Looks like the score is 28-14, DePaul over Deerfield right now.
I think I've got an update that it's 28-21.
28-21 now. Okay.
28-21 with DePaul in the lead. So 28-21 early fourth quarter.
Early fourth quarter.
That was 9 minutes ago, Joe.
Yeah. Well, my internet is slow. It's at least 10 minutes slow, Dan. So I think that's the problem.
You're talking slow.
I am talking. I got some time to fill, so I'm talking slower than I normally do.
That's all right. Do. Nazareth and Kankakee will keep us busy for a while here. Oh, it looks like Providence may have recovered that fumble. I'm sorry, but now they are punting to Wheaton North. Again, Wheaton North has a 1-point lead at this point.
Yeah, and this game is at Wheaton North, correct?
It is, yes. Yeah. Jim Rexilius Field. Yeah, that goes way back. Yeah,
Coach Rexilius.
Yeah, Coach Rex. He was coach at Wheaton North when I think we both were players at Bennett. So that is a long time ago.
Yeah, it seems like another life ago, Dan.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Joe, so we've talked a lot about the games happening tonight. We recapped Mount Carmel. What games are we looking at tomorrow we've got some Saturday games happening, don't we?
Well, we probably got the best game of the opening weekend tomorrow. At least that's what everybody is saying. And one is Loyola against East St. Louis. You know, how big of a game is that going to be, Dan?
Yeah, that's going to be something. That is two powers, going at it early on in the season. I think East St. Louis, fancies himself a regional team, which they are, and Loyola certainly could be. It's at a neutral field down at ISU, where state championships are going to be held. So we've got an early preview of two likely contenders for the state championship.
Oh, for sure. And I think you and I both picked Loyola in that game, right? I know I did. Did you pick Loyola?
Yeah, I do feel like Loyola has an advantage with their running game. I think that they are primed to. They know what Cary Grove has done to East St. Louis in the past with that grinding, option game, and Loyola is certainly capable of running the football with Drew McPherson and Fitzgerald, the quarterback. So they've got a strong running game, good offensive line, good tight end. So I think Loyola is gonna try and do that to East St. Louis. Loyola plays great special teams, and will try and dominate in that area if they can. So that'll be a factor as well.
Yeah. So quick update here, Dan, from one of our correspondents, Doug Lang, who's out at the IC St. Mary's game. 20-20 tie in the fourth quarter, and I think the fourth quarter just ran out. And he said they're going to overtime. So
wow,
IC is in a game at St. Mary's.
Yeah, it sure would be nice to see that.
It would be. But thanks to Doug for checking in with us.
I love it. Keep it
up, Doug.
Keep it up. That's awesome. That is awesome. So, yeah, it's good to have correspondence, Joe. I don't know if that's what you're going to touch on. We need more. We need more. We've got several schools that have checked in. Excuse me. And it's the heat in my office.
It is. Oh, I thought you were cramping.
Yeah. Just so it's not. Yeah. So we've got some, but we would love more. We want people to be able to come in, join the chat. We send out a link and people can get on and do the chat with us. Come on the podcast if they want to get on the air. Great for students looking to build a portfolio. We really would love to have everyone on board.
Yeah, and we've got some students now. Obviously, not many of them have signed in tonight, but we do have some students. So going forward, we're going to have more and more correspondence. But I'm not saying that to say that anybody who's interested in doing that, not get in touch with us, because as you can see, we're easy to talk to. We're fun. Friday Night Blitz is going to be fun.
It should be fun.
Come on, hop on. Let's have a little conversation. Let's talk football. Let's talk whatever else you want to talk, and we'll all have a good time.
Yeah. So, it's open to everyone. We've reached out to all the schools. There's a lot of schools with great broadcasting programs, and we saw that last night with Mount Carmel. That was an all student run broadcast. They've got a moderator, but they were outstanding, and it's all four classes from freshman to senior. I think it was. I wrote the name down of the play-by-play. Last name was Malloy.
Malloy.
Matt was it Matt
right.
Malloy?
Maybe. Well, just go with Malloy.
Malloy. Hey, Malloy. Yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah,
you did a great job.
The other one was Christos.
Yes.
Christos.
Yes.
Right.
So they did a really nice job.
They're both going by one name only. It's like
right.
Madonna, Prince. We've got Malloy, Christos.
Yes.
Yeah, they did. They did an excellent job.
Yeah, they were fun to listen to, and it was like I said, a great production that they had. So.
Yeah, so we talked about Loyola East St. Louis, but there's some other Saturday games tomorrow that we're very interested in. One being Bennett Hillcrest. What do you think? about that game?
It's going to be really interesting. I know people are picking Hillcrest to be really good. I know Bennett's been picked by some to win that purple division. So it's funny. I know that everyone is excited to play on Friday nights, and it's I don't want to say anticlimactic, but it's also the opening Saturday for college football. So hopefully people go and are excited about that. But I think that's going to be a great game. I think good players on either side of the ball. Hillcrest returns a lot. Bennett returns a lot at key positions. So we should see a really good game tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope it's a really good game, and obviously we've got a soft spot for Bennett. I really like to see them get off on a strong, on the right foot here and a strong showing against Hillcrest. But I've read the same stuff, Dan, and it looks like Hillcrest is a really talented team this year, and a lot of people are picking them to be, top 10 in their class this year. So it's not going to be easy for Bennett.
No, and we've also got Fenwick.
Right.
Fenwick is playing tomorrow, so they have Oak Park River Forest. So at Oak Park River Forest, that's a 1:30 kickoff. So we'll get to see some of the talent there at Fenwick with Nate Marshall and Jack Paris, so two of the headliners for Fenwick, and so that game is also tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Quick update. St. Francis just scored, ran it in from about 15, 16 yards out. So pending the extra point here, looks like they might tie it up here in the third quarter against Kenwood. Right now it's 14-13, but the extra point tied up in the third quarter with about 7 minutes left to play, Dan.
All right, Joe, and another score here. DePaul scores to make it 35-21. Martinez around the edge for a 15-yard touchdown run. So 4 minutes to play there. We've got a tight one. Providence Catholic is driving late in the fourth quarter. They are at the Wheaton North, looks like about the 26-yard line. So looks to be 2nd and 9. So we'll see how that one comes down to the finish. So that's a great one late in the game.
It is. What's the score there?
It is, I believe, 17-16 Wheaton North.
That was what it was at 4:30, right?
Yes.
I'm kidding. I know everything's delayed a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the St. Patrick Notre Dame score still tied 13-13, and it looks like it's coming down to the end of the third quarter here. So this one's a bit of a defensive battle.
Yeah, well, it's an important game for both those schools, right? They're both looking to make a bounce back. Both struggled last year. We had a chance to talk to Luke Mertens, and he's pointing to this year as one that they were kind of pointing to get back to the playoffs.
Yeah, and every team, it's not just some of these teams who are pointing to the playoffs or looking at their schedule and thinking, trying to count wins, where we're going to pick off wins here and there. But these first games are so important, right? Not just from a standpoint of wins and playoff points and all of that, but just from a standpoint of getting your team on the right track and getting their confidence level where it needs to be going, further into the season. So
yeah. You definitely want a good start. It doesn't break your season, doesn't make your season, but you certainly would rather get out on a win, right? And even like Mount Carmel, right? You play really well, play exciting football. You want to get that win. So I'm sure it stings a little bit. They might, and they're well beyond any sort of feel good win, or but like we said, they're going to be just fine. So, but yeah, these teams that have scheduled out of conference games, a lot of them are doing it in ways where they hope they get a victory.
Yeah. And Dan, let's see. We were talking a little bit about the Saturday games,
Yeah.
and let's see. We talked about Loyola. We talked about Bennett. Who else?
Fenwick we talked about.
Fenwick, and I think the other one is Marist, right? They've got a Saturday game.
Yeah, Marist plays Saturday as well.
Morgan, I think they're against
Morgan Park.
Morgan Park, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be another good game, right? I mean, Morgan Park always good, and we kind of previewed this game in one of our earlier episodes, and we both like Marist, but again, tough game for Marist as far as their first game of the season, and I'm sure Morgan Park is, it's a tough place to go and play, against Marist, going there and playing, but that'll be one that'll be interesting to watch if you've got time. I'd like you to sign into that one and watch it.
All right, Joe, and we are right down to the wire here with Wheaton North and Providence. Providence has first and goal at the 3, and we are joined by a correspondent. So,
Eric, how are you?
Yeah, hi. This is Ryan.
Oh, hey, Ryan.
Yeah. So you're out at the Nazareth game?
2016 at halftime, back and forth game. Kankakee had a 9-0 lead early, and Naz came back, scored 2 touchdowns, and then they traded touchdowns.
Good, Ryan. You're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if you have a chance to get to a better cell spot, but
Says we dropped the connection.
Yeah. Go again. Why don't you give us that update again if you can?
I can't do it.
All right, so Naz is at 2016 right now at halftime. Back and forth game so far. Kankakee was up 9-0. Naz came out, scored 2 straight touchdowns, and then he scored a touchdown to take the lead. Naz came back, scored a touchdown.
Ryan, thanks for the update. That's awesome. We are following that game. That looks to be like it's going to be a close one all the way through. So enjoy it and check back in if you get an opportunity.
Yeah. Talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Absolutely. Yeah, check back in. Thank you.
All right, our first report, Joe.
Look at that. Yeah. And that was Eric and Ryan, right?
Yes.
From Naz. I think Ryan does the from the Naz broadcast. So I think Ryan does the actual broadcast, play-by-play. So that was good of them to check in with us.
Yeah, checking in right from the broadcast booth. So we get it straight from the source. So that's good. We can feel good about our internet feed on that game. So that matches up with what I'm watching here. So, but it's always good to get it live, and maybe he'll have a better connection when he checks back in. We can get some of the details about who's playing well and how that game is shaking out. So, Joe, we are down to the wire here with Providence and Wheaton North, and I can't tell if Providence went in to score. It looks like they might have, or we've taken a timeout, and I've lost Joe's feed here, so I can't. We told you, we promised that this might be a little bit of a crap show this first time out. So you've got to worry about internet feeds, and you've got to worry about having a bunch of games on both our houses. Like I said in the previous podcast, our internet meter is spinning like a top right now. So with all these feeds, and so it's looks like Nazareth is coming back out on the field. Second half is going to start. Again, this game's gonna run late. Providence has gone in. Providence did go in to score. Not sure if that was a touchdown or a field goal. Little musical interlude there, but yeah. So that game is got to be almost over. We'll see if Wheaton North can do anything to keep in this game, and we'll keep you monitored. So that one's coming right down to the fourth quarter. and some of the things that we've talked about, we've touched on that kind of thought would happen. There are some games that I always like to say are a lot to a little. Wheaton North is taking the kickoff and taking it all the way back out to the Providence 45-yard line. So a long kickoff. Not sure how much time is left in this game, but it is a really, really tight one. We've got a final from Joliet Catholic. Joliet Catholic beats Iowa City High 50-22. So that's one of those games we talked about. Also, an update in overtime. IC wins in overtime. Great game there that they had, but that was quite a start. So anytime you get overtime, that's quite a game. I'm sure those guys at IC feel great about this. Recapping a little bit. Montini, big winners. Brother Rice, big winners. St. Viator, big winners. All with multiple touchdown victories and over their opponents tonight. So as we go to the final couple of minutes, we'll see if Wheaton North can do anything to keep this game tight. The Providence has the lead late in the fourth quarter. Wheaton North has the ball at the Providence 45-yard line. The other game we're monitoring live, we've got Nazareth up with the second half about to begin, leading 20-16. So that game has been back and forth. It has. You've seen some big play, a lot of hard hitting in this game. They are getting after it. So certainly don't look like they're in first game form as far as tackling and shying away from contact. Both teams are bringing it at Nazareth and Kankakee. And so we've got Wheaton North back to the Wheaton North Providence game. Wheaton North ball about to snap it on the first play of the series. We'll see if Providence can hold them off here. It looks like Wheaton North might be playing for a field goal. Quick first play is a quick out. Wide receiver did a good job of getting out of bounds. So we'll see if that it was incomplete. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 for Wheaton North. So they're in a tight one early on. We predicted that this one was going to be really tight, going down to the wire. Yeah, so the one thing we can do is we can guarantee that there's going to be technical difficulties. Joe, do we have you back? Doesn't look like it. Maybe.
Am I back?
You are back, baby.
You should see all the lights in my house just went dim, and I think I heard voices too.
What?
It's like, what the heck is going on? No, I'm kidding.
A gremlin in the internet at Joe's house.
Every single one of my devices, laptop, I've got laptop, iPads, my phone. I've got them all going at the same time, and they just decided to say, forget it. I'm not doing anything else tonight.
You got to crank them up. Oh, I see our first cramp in the Nazareth Kankakee game.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, on the opening kickoff of the second half. So, and Joe, quick update. We may have had it backward from the Marmion game. From Marmion Athletics, they scored a touchdown to make it 15-6 going into the fourth quarter. Oh. So they are down against Oak Forest.
Down against Oak Forest. All right.
Yep.
Okay, 15-6. And it looks like Notre Dame, now in the fourth quarter, Notre Dame up 15-13. So, I missed it. It must have been a safety, Dan.
Yeah. Well, you said it was a defensive struggle, so
for sure,
that's not a surprise.
Yeah. And let me check in here at St. Francis versus Kenwood. This game is still tied 14-14, coming up on 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. So this is a close one out in Wheaton.
Yeah, this we've also got another close one here down. We've got another cramp at Providence and Wheaton North. So
what is the score? Providence Wheaton North.
Oh, it is. I believe it is 17-16. Providence with the lead late in the fourth quarter.
16 Providence with the lead. Okay. Yeah.
Wheaton North has the ball. It looks like it is second and short at the Providence 21-yard line. So you can tell now we don't have a clock on this game, so we're just using the force to determine how much time. And I am using some skills looking at. It looks like a lot of hurrying up. That being said, Wheaton North runs for the first down, so they are moving a little quickly to get back to the huddle.
Okay.
So we're coming down to the wire in that game.
Yeah, and I don't know, you may have done this already, but did you see that IC won in overtime 21-20?
I did. I reported that. Yep. With
I thought I was going to be able to report something important.
Nope. Got it.
All right, fine.
Yeah, so just checking out Wheaton North Providence here. We are down to it. Oh, bad snap on first down. So this will push Wheaton North back to the 27-yard line. Providence, great news for Providence. And again, it looks like a stoppage of play here. Timeout Wheaton North. So bounce back over to Nazareth Kankakee. Kankakee had a long kickoff return to start the second half into Nazareth territory. They've got the ball third and short at the Naz 37-yard line.
All right. Let's see. We got any update on Notre Dame and St. Pat's?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Looks like Notre Dame is moving the ball here. Oh, yeah, nice play here inside the 30, maybe inside the 25. Notre Dame, they had a 3rd and 9, so it looks like they'll be 1st and 10 at about the 25-yard line of St. Pat's. So maybe a little offense here finally in this game.
Well, it looks really, really right down to the wire. Notre Dame, on X, Notre Dame College Prep reports Notre Dame recovers a Shamrock fumble to halt the St. Pat's drive. Notre Dame 15-13 with 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't see how much time is left, and I can see that Notre Dame has the ball.
So they should be taking a knee, maybe.
No, they're punting. It might be a little behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have another. Looks like a player down. Looks like it might be a little bit more serious.
Oh, more than a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like it. You can tell when there's a cramp. That's the stretch you see, right? The trainer's got their player's foot and they're doing the hamstring stretch, pointing the toe back. That's the telltale sign. This looks like it's a little more serious. So we hope for the best for the injured players, and not to even make light of cramping. It can be miserable. At our age, Joe, we cramp at any time, anywhere.
Yeah, the worst cramp I get is, in the middle of the night, I'm trying to sleep, and all of a sudden at 2:30 in the morning, my hamstring cramps, and I wake up the whole house because of it.
Yeah. So imagine have it happen several times a game.
That's something I never had playing football. I never had.
Yeah, me neither. Never had it. No.
So, what do you think that is? It was a Gatorade. We drank a lot of Gatorade.
Yeah, probably ate a lot of bananas. Yeah. I have a funny story about cramping as we got a couple stoppages of play here in these games. So in college, one of our teammates started to cramp during a tough practice, Joe, and he cramped. It was actually more serious. Of course, as college guys, you don't care. You're just giving him a hard time.
Right.
And he cramped in every muscle. As we walked by him and he was in the locker room, his face was cramping. It was turning his cheeks and twisting him, and so that's how bad he needed. He needed 3 IVs to get the cramping to subside. So it can be serious,
and it can hurt. Yeah,
and it can hurt. Yeah, please make sure you hydrate.
Yeah, hydrate. I'm sure the trainers for each of these teams have been telling them all to do that, and when they come off on the sidelines, but it doesn't seem to matter.
No, it's a little late when you're here. They have to be drinking a lot all week. So yeah.
Hey Dan, one other thing. Do we want to tell people about our weekly award, our Dog of the Week, or Zuko's Dog of the Week? Why don't...
that's a good idea, Joe.
Yeah.
Hold
on.
All right.
There he is.
The killer. The killer. Yeah.
The dog. The original.
The dog. The original dog.
Yeah.
I got this idea from playing with him in the yard. So the way he plays, I thought, this is how I'd like to teach defensive players to play. He's relentless. So he's a Rhodesian Ridgeback, first of all, and I've got my rowback quarter zip on, but he's a Ridgeback. So they are bred to keep lions at bay. Well, back in the day they were. We don't have lions out where I'm at, thank God.
Now he keeps rabbits at bay.
He definitely does a good job of that.
That's good.
But he's relentless. He also does things like when we play Frisbee, I like how he high points the Frisbee. He goes up and gets it. He always keeps me in front of him. He never lets me get by. And he is aggressive at the right time. He has taken my legs out from under me. He can be a true menace. I love the guy, but he can be a menace. But he is how I would like to teach defensive players to play. So we have come up with an award based on Zuko, the Rhodesian Ridgeback's Dog of the Week, where we are going to find a defensive player from these games that we're watching, listening and paying attention to, and getting feedback from correspondents and coaches on who is going to be the Dog of the Week. And we've got an award that we'll present to the player, hopefully at practice. I'm going to try and bring Zuko. Hopefully he doesn't disrupt things too much.
You've got to bring Zuko. And
I'm going to have to get that approved. I can't just let him run out on Loyola's Field, right? With the shirt in his mouth or the chain around his neck.
Yeah, you've got to let him off the leash, and you've got to let him go. Right?
That might serve 2 purposes, right?
Right.
Zuko, drop the award on your way out to the expressway. No, I'm just kidding.
Week 1, we had Zuko present. From here on out, he's gone.
He's gone. He's back. He's either going to be back on the leash or, God, I couldn't imagine if he were gone. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, if anyone. Yeah. I like his little growl here.
Yeah, here we go. Come on, Zuko, tell him. Yep. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Yeah. Yep. If you're going to deliver food to our house, do it with caution. Yeah. Joe, quick update. We got an update. Right. So, Marmion. Tolliver finds Roche from Marmion Athletics. Tolliver finds Roche for 28-yard TD pass. 2-point conversion is good. And they now trail 15-14 with 11:41 left in the game. So we got another one. Another good one brewing there.
Marmion coming back, yeah. And let me see if we've got a update St. Francis and Kenwood. So St. Francis takes the lead here at the end of the third quarter, 21-14. So they scored a touchdown. It looks like though Kenwood. Well, there's only 35 seconds, at least where I'm at in this broadcast.
Oh, we may have lost Joe again.
No.
Oh, there you are. Nope, you're there.
I'm here.
You were frozen. Yeah, we didn't get that update. You left us hanging.
I wasn't frozen. That's just the way I look. Sometimes.
Yes, we are men of a certain age.
Yeah, I think I said St. Francis 21-14, end of the third quarter.
All right.
Yeah.
And a quick update from Naz. They are in the red zone. It looks to be a 2nd and goal from the Kankakee 8. So we'll see if they get in, and that could be a couple scores. They get tackle for loss here. They're going to be back at the 15-yard line. So Kankakee's playing stingy defense. We'd like to see Naz go up a couple scores here, but we'll see if they have to settle for a field goal here.
Yeah. Did you, when I was gone, did you report the St. Rita score?
I didn't, Joe.
Let's see. So
Bring it.
30-yard TD pass by Armbruster, going for extra point now. 21-3 Rita. Just under 11 to go in the game. Rita just picked somebody off at the 50-yard line. Cormac Lacey picked off a pass, so stopped whatever drive that Sandberg had going. So it looks like Rita's got this game in hand, 21-3.
Yeah, and Wheaton North just converted a 4th and short, so they are right there now. They are definitely hurrying now. So we'll see. This might be they clocked the football, so we are really down to the wire on this one. It'll now be 2nd and goal from the Providence 9. I think they would just need a field goal to win this game. So we'll see. I'm sure they'd rather try and punch it in, but we are down there, down to the wire in this game.
And what's
Naz had an incomplete. It is. Oh, you keep getting me with the score.
I'm killing you. You know why?
The scores.
You know why I keep asking you the score of this game is because I picked Wheaton North over Providence, and I got so much grief for it from some of my Providence friends. So I just want to be right, Dan, and so that's why I need to know the score. So let me hear it.
I believe it's 17-16.
Think.
17-16 Providence, and that may have been the last play. Nope. It looks like they still have one left. Close to a pick. So Wheaton North went for a score. Looked like it was almost picked off, but now it looks like it is 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line.
St. Francis just scored again here. They missed the extra point, but they're up 27-14 at the end of the 3rd quarter over Kenwood.
Okay. All right, good. So Wheaton North here at snap on 3rd down, roll to the right, pressure, and a sack from Providence. Huge. Yeah, that is huge. Boy, you got to get rid of that football.
So now they're going to have to kick, right?
They're going to have to
try the field goal.
Yeah, and it went from a short one to one that might have to be a little longer if I have the score right.
Right. Okay.
Naz converted the field goal, so they lead. It's still a 1-score game, 23-16 as they kick off to Kankakee.
23-16. Naz up over Kankakee. And where are they at in the game?
They're in the 3rd quarter with 5 minutes left.
Ah, okay.
This is a solid broadcast.
It is.
Yeah, on Huddle Fan. Solid. Good score, time. Someone's on top of it at Nazareth. Yeah. I wonder if it's our guy, Ryan.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give him props again. Ryan and Eric, I know you're there too. Props, guys, for running a well-run broadcast and on the ball, no dropping. You're reporting the scores, all that stuff. We love it.
Yeah, great picture quality. So it looks like it is 3rd down again here. Up, may have been a penalty. There is another stoppage of play. This is the penalty. So Wheaton North still has the ball, Joe, on the 25-yard line and in a forever drive, but they may have to go for the end zone here. Maybe they don't have confidence in their kicker, Joe.
Oh, yeah, that's too bad. It is, isn't it?
For you, you're going to hear that. I don't know. I'm just guessing, because
I know, but that's not all that unusual, actually.
No, they're all the way back at the 27-yard line now, so can't really see what the down marker says. Now, Naz quality video, outstanding. Wheaton North, Providence, the camera I think is from 1975.
Right.
They're just blurs out there. It looks like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of watching the White Sox on Channel 44.
Oh,
back in the day.
Way back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're throwing for the end zone. Looks like it's broken up. We'll see if they've got another snap here. Might have one more here that we've got to follow, Joe. But they've got to go. They've got to go for the end zone here. I don't think they feel great about their kicker.
Yeah, I think I was just able to get back into the Joliet Catholic Iowa Hawks or City Hawks. Looks like this is a final, Dan.
Yep.
Joliet Catholic 50, the City Hawks from Iowa 22. Yeah.
Yeah, we thought that might be the case. Similar score to last year, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very similar. So I know they like to play them every year, and that'd be a tough trip in from Iowa. Who knows when they came, but still, the last couple of years, they played Joliet Catholic has played the City Hawks from Iowa and beat them pretty handily, and it looks like same thing happened this year.
Yeah. So, Joe, back to Wheaton North Providence. Wheaton North throws the ball in the end zone again. Looked like it was maybe fourth down, but there are penalty flags on the field.
Oh.
So we'll see what this call is if I can make it out. Holding may look like pass interference, may look like blocking the back, may look like
Yeah, Kenwood just with a big run, 42-yard run by their tailback, got it down into St. Francis territory, down inside the 35 for St. Francis. There's about 11 minutes left in this game, but St. Francis up 27-14.
They sound like they figured something out, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But neither of the offenses look all that great.
And St. Francis, Joe, can you tell? I don't know if the video is clear enough to tell who's playing quarterback. I didn't know if they were going to split some time.
Yeah, I can't tell right now, but when St. Francis gets back on offense here, I'll see who's in at quarterback, and we can take a look at that. Yeah.
So, Joe, that was pass interference on Providence, so it is now first and goal for Wheaton North in one of the longest drives ever.
Yeah.
They have moved back and forth within the 20 to the 5-yard line at least 3 times.
First and goal, fourth quarter. How much time left?
Fourth quarter. It's the question of the night.
How much time left, and what is the score?
We need correspondence.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Somebody check in.
We need more people. Yeah. When I hit the people tab in our studio, you know what it shows?
What?
You and me.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I know a couple people have gotten on.
Yeah. Well, Ryan and Eric from the NAS broadcast team, they got on.
Joe, quick update.
Yeah.
You're going to be. I think you're not going to be fielded any phone calls. Wheaton North scores on what appears to be the last play of the game.
Wow.
To win against Providence. I believe the score is 22-17 Wheaton North.
So prognosticus was
the
right.
prognosticus animal. Yes, he was there.
Yeah.
And
I don't feel all that great about it.
Yeah, I know.
Because first of all, we're CCL fans, right? We want to see them, especially their first games of the year where they're not playing each other. We want to see them win them all, right?
Right. Right.
Plus, like I said, good friends. Went to Providence. I played football with one of them in college. So, even though I picked against them in game 1 here, I feel bad for them, and I think they owe me a drink or something like that, Dan.
Yeah, do they? Okay. Well,
sure.
we also, Joe, said that this was going to be a tight game. It was.
For sure. Yeah.
So it was going to be a close one. 2 really, really good football teams. They both there were some, it's hard to get a rhythm going when the game stops so often.
Yeah.
And it did. This game, I think, started on time at 7:30, and we're at 10:15 now. So in the heat with all the cramping, this was
more cramping.
Cramping.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but that is a final now. Wheaton North over Providence, and we believe a final score of 22-17.
Do you think there's going to be any controversy there with what happened at the end of the game?
First of all, I'm wrong. Shocker. It is 23-22.
Who?
Wheaton North. Oh, Wheaton North definitely won. 23. I just had the score wrong.
All right.
So that's why they didn't get the field goal.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yep. First game jitters for us too. 23-22. All right, I'm gonna make sure I put that out there. You know what? I'm just gonna repost it. So yeah, that's a final. 23-22.
23-22 final.
Really good football game.
Providence. Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent game. Yeah. We knew it was going to be a good one, Dan.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. We both like Providence and the talent, and they're another team where I think their future is bright. But for them, more so than like Mount Carmel from last night, I think for Providence, this first game was really important for them. Considering where they've been in the past as far as getting into the playoffs, coming right down to the last one or two games of the season. This one would have been a big feather in their caps. There is a mute button on your microphone, which is in your cap. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Kenwood is driving here. They're on the St. Francis 5-yard line. I like Kenwood's quarterback. He's left-handed. I don't know who it is. Sorry. But he moves really well. He's kind of tall, a little bit lanky. He's got a nice arm. He reads the field real well. And, they're inside the 5, I think, at about the 3-yard line. They've got second and goal from the 3. They're down 27-14 with just about 6 minutes left in the game.
And Joe, Eddie McLean just scored for Nazareth. So in a short run, they had first and goal. Eddie McLean scored to put Nazareth up right now with this extra point. It is no good. So it is 29-16.
29-16, Nazareth over Kankakee in the fourth quarter.
It is 30 seconds left in the third quarter.
Oh, really? Oh, that started late.
Yeah, that game started late.
Started really late. Okay. We may not stay up for that whole one, right?
No. I think we can just follow that one, and make sure that we are on top of it, so we can kind of see and maybe repost for our followers of the score.
Yeah, Notre Dame and St. Pat's are still playing. They're in the fourth quarter. I'm not sure how much time is left. Notre Dame's still up 15-13.
I think that's a final, Joe.
Final 15-13.
15-13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Both.
St. Rita scores again to take. Now they've opened up on that one. They are 27-3 winners. Or leading 27-3, excuse me, St. Rita over Sandburg.
That's a good win for St. Rita. I mean,
yeah.
Sandburg's got a good team this year. We talked about that in one of our episodes that it was probably going to be a tight game. And I don't know, did we both predict that Rita would lose this game and Sandburg would win?
We did. Yeah. Yeah, our correspondent was not happy with us.
No, she wasn't. I'm happy for Rita.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it sounds like they stepped up here, and that's going to be a big win for them week one for sure.
Yeah, they have. There was. I don't know if there are a lot of unknown around St. Rita, but there was they won the Prep Bowl last year, so but I think they had some new faces, so it was good to see them come out against a highly ranked and Sandberg team with a lot of expectations.
Right, for sure. Let's see. I'm still watching St. Francis Kenwood here. Kenwood, St. Francis just sacked the Kenwood quarterback on 3rd and about 3, or 3rd and goal, actually, from the 3. And now it's 4th and 5. Kenwood's called a timeout here to see what they're going to do on 4th and 5. They got to go for it. There's only 4 minutes left in this game. So teams are coming back out right now. This is a big series or big play for Kenwood, but still, if they do end up scoring here, they're still down another touchdown. So, St. Francis up 27-14 right now in the 4th quarter.
And Joe, that is St. Francis is against Kenwood. That's who they're playing.
Against Kenwood.
Okay, and that's at St. Francis, right?
That's at St. Francis. And
got
Kenwood,
an update?
Pardon? Go ahead.
Got an update?
Got an update. 4th and 5, or 4th and goal from the 5, and quarterback throws a beautiful pass into the left corner of the end zone for the receiver. They score a touchdown. So 27-20. Pending the extra point here, and with just over 4 minutes to go in the game.
Oh, that's exciting. That's another good one. So we've had a lot of good games tonight.
Yep. Yeah. So some of them, obviously, and we thought some of these were going to be blowouts, and they were. But
yeah,
I think a couple of the games have gone a little bit different than we anticipated, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know that we can do it right now, but we certainly can update and see how the teams did from a overall 1-loss record within the Catholic League.
Yeah, and we're going to, for those who are still listening in, we're going to do a recap too, right? Not tonight. But, our next podcast will probably, release it early Monday morning. And, we'll recap all the games here. So, we'll have a little more information, a little better information, hopefully. And, we'll be able to give some of the details and some of the recaps as far as how the teams did. Maybe we'll give ourselves a little credit on some of the predictions, Dan, but we'll take some grief too on some of the predictions we got completely wrong.
I'm sure, yes, and there's plenty of both.
Yeah. So I think I think we're kind of ready to call this a night. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, Joe, we made it through. We grinded it out. So it was a lot of fun. It was chaotic. So hopefully people enjoyed it and got something out of it. So
yeah, I hope people enjoyed it too. And again, it was our first Friday Night Blitz episode. We'll adjust as we feel like we need to, going forward, that kind of thing, and make it better and better. Thank you to some of our correspondents who were checking in, whether online or via the chat feature. We really appreciate it. It's important to get some of the direct from the game comments, which are really good. So, I think all in all, I enjoyed it. I know you enjoyed it, and I hope the people listening in enjoyed it as well.
Joe, one more quick update.
All right.
Marmion on fire. Tolliver throws it from Marmion Athletics. Tolliver throws his third TD of the night. This time he finds Scales from 39 yards out. Cadets now take the lead 21-15 with 1:47 left in the game.
Good for them.
Yeah.
We both we interviewed Coach Guerra in one of our episodes this year both liked everything that he was about and everything that he talked about, and really liked some of the talent on their team. So it's really good to hopefully see them get off on the right foot here and get a win right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we can keep following and post and repost as we get information.
Yep. Follow us. Follow us on X. At X, and we'll be giving some updates over the course of maybe the next 20, 30 minutes or so on any of these games which are still going on. So we'll give you the update on them. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining, for listening. We really appreciate it. Looking forward to our next episode where we'll provide you with a recap, and make sure you come back and listen. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe wherever you're listening from. And that's it for our first Friday Night Blitz episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening.